Hi, everyone. My name is Vangie Dennis, and welcome to the Perioperative Perspectives, where we have real conversations about the challenges and triumphs in today's healthcare. I'm really excited about the podcast because we're talking about something that goes unnoticed and has a huge impact. That's informal leadership in the workplace. And here to help us unpack that, we're joined by Lillian H. Nicollette. Lil, thanks so much for being here, and let's get into it.
Thanks so much, Vangie.
Well, let me start with a couple of questions that I've gotten together, and let's see what your expert opinion is on a lot of this. Number one, how in the world do you influence your colleagues' decisions or actions without having a formal leadership title? Because this is very complex because everybody thinks the title makes the leader.
Interesting question. In roles where I was an informal leader, I strove to lead through example, trying to demonstrate professionalism, clinical excellence, and a commitment to patient-centered care. By doing that, I was trying to build strong, respectful relationships to try to earn the trust of my colleagues and making them more receptive to collaboration and new ideas, which isn't an easy feat. I approach influence as a shared effort rather than directive authority, which fosters a stronger team dynamic. At least that's what I.
And you find that a lot of people embrace this as you go in. Here you are a leader or a consultant, but you want to influence them that they are very much part of that decision process. Do you find that a lot of individuals embrace that when you consult with them and talk to them about leadership qualities?
Yes, more times than not. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Can you share an example of when you helped resolve a conflict or improve teamwork in our operating room or perioperative areas?
Gosh, Vangie, there's been so many, but one I could think about in particular was during a high pressure case, a dispute arose between the RN circulator and the scrub tech regarding an instrument count. I tried to intervene calmly, and I facilitated a brief discussion to clarify the roles and responsibilities and refocus the team's attention on the key, which was patient safety. By keeping that communication respectful and outcome-driven, we were able to quickly resolve the issue and maintain a supportive atmosphere in the operating room.
So you find that open communication and being transparent with a professional perspective helps to engage other people to know that we can informally lead. And that's
Yes.
what I hear you saying. Okay, good deal. What strategies do you use to mentor or support newer perioperative staff members?
One of the things that I do, and I know that you and our other colleague in perioperative consulting, we prioritize mentorship by offering hands-on guidance, regular check-ins, and fostering an environment where all questions are welcome. No question is what people refer to as not important. I emphasize that skill development is a continuous journey and that mistakes are really opportunities for learning. By building confidence and creating a psychological safety net, I think I help new team members integrate effectively and grow professionally. And an example of that is such as providing educational opportunities for them and involvement in professional associations such as AORN.
I think by building this type of confidence is especially important with the workflow of all the different generations entering the workplace or the work environment, because so many times they don't feel like they can speak up. When, if anything, they have a fresher set of ideas, and we have to help them to understand that they have to build that confidence to do the right thing and listen to their moral compass. Absolutely.
I agree.
How do you advocate for patient safety and best practices during surgery?
Okay. Advocacy is very complex at times and simple at other times. I try to advocate for patient safety by referencing established protocols that we have in the operating room, evidence-based practices and institutional policies. When facing resistance, I strive to remain composed, focusing on respectful communication and reinforcing that the patient welfare is the ultimate priority. If necessary, I escalate concerns through the proper channels to try to ensure that standards of care are upheld, which is critical in the operating room.
Yeah, it's so important that individuals, especially in the healthcare environment, realize that we don't stop learning just because we graduated from school or passed our state boards, and that knowledge is power. Absolutely coming in here. And with that knowledge is very much part of the characteristic of what we consider informal leadership. So my last question, in what ways do you help create a positive culture in the perioperative environment?
Okay, good question. I try to work to cultivate a culture of respect, and I think I mentioned that previously. Open communication and mutual support within the team. I try to recognize the staff and team's achievements, try to address challenges constructively, and encourage resilience after difficult cases, and trying all in the same breath to contribute to maintaining a positive atmosphere. I do truly believe that when team members feel valued and supported, patient care naturally improves, which is critical to success and great patient outcomes.
Yeah, so many times that we don't realize recognizing those achievements and making those individuals part of the process change helps to build that resilience and confidence that you need and keep that atmosphere positive. I think it's so important when we interchange with different ideas that we do that in a very positive and professional manner. And I agree with you. What that does is that improves the fact that the individual now feels valued, supported, and we know there is a direct correlation between an individual, or worker, or nurse, or a surgical tech that is valued and supported. Naturally, care improves with our patients. I think that was a great perspective, Lil. One thing in formal leadership, we know there are individuals who guide and influence others without holding a formal position of authority. And these individuals gain respect and fellowship through their personal qualities, expertise, and intrapersonal skills rather than through organizational hierarchy. They are our peers and colleagues who inspire and motivate others to achieve the shared goals. Exactly what you said. Lil, I want to thank you so much for your time and sharing your knowledge. And we appreciate everything that you do for our perioperative practice. Thank you again.
Thank you, Vangie.